I just got done having a conversation with a good friend of mine. She's also a coach and someone who really I just trust. We catch up every once in a while. And in the middle of our conversation, something came up that I hadn't actually admitted to myself. And what showed up was that for the first time in a long time in this journey of leading outliers, pioneers, and mavericks, in this journey of leading the World Joy Movement, and in this journey of leading other movement leaders out there, what showed up was doubt. And even that in this word right here, it kind of like felt like it got trapped in my mouth. So I'm going to say it again. What showed up was doubt. I've been having some more restless nights. Been waking up early in the morning, and then like once that happens, I'm not able to go back to sleep. The thoughts of the movement, thoughts of the business, all these things keep coming to mind. And to be honest, I've been feeling guilty about it. I've been feeling guilty about it because the part of me has been wondering, am I doing it wrong? If everything was moving as smoothly and as successfully as I wanted it to be, financially, in terms of the number of people following, the reach and impact of the message, if all those things were going exactly right, wouldn't I be like having restful sleep? Wouldn't I just be sleeping through the nights and, as they say, sleeping like a baby? And quite frankly, I've been waking up. It's been about the month of September for me, so this entire month, I've been waking up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and like getting inspiration for new ideas, but also at the same time spending like 45 minutes tossing and turning with different ideas or different, like wrestling with different items related to the business and related to the movement. And I felt guilty about that because, quite frankly, and honestly, I didn't realize I had felt guilty until I was talking to my friend, and she created the space for me to just say what was on my mind, what was real for me right then. And I realized that the guilt was coming from a place of really like, I'm someone who chooses to be real, chooses to be authentic, and at the same time, this was something that was happening, and it wasn't just like a fluke. It seemed to be fairly consistent. I wasn't sure how to talk about it. I'm going to take this a step deeper. If this is really the case, I think that the guilt that was really coming up was, hold on, if this was working, wouldn't this not be the case? And taking it a step further, am I leading people astray? Am I leading people astray? And it was wonderful. I was having this person who's really great at not just holding space, but really engaging in real conversation here and helping me to explore this question that was in my mind. Where we were able to get to at it here was, perhaps this is just the part of the process. Perhaps this is exactly what happens along the way as a movement leader. Perhaps every person who's ever taken a stand for something that they believe in, and any person who's gone forth and said, I am going to choose to be more of myself in the world and to live into my visions, my missions, my passions, and to do it with every sense of my being and who I am, they come across a point, a crossroads, where their faith gets challenged, where their faith gets put into doubt. And that's where I'm at right now. And I think it's something that I was asking her. I was like, do I go through this first and come out on the other side victorious and talk about the time back in the day when I was filled with doubt, back in the day when I wasn't able to when I was waking up in the middle of the night and so on, thinking about the movement and such? And I decided to share this with you right now as it's happening for a couple different reasons. One, I'm realizing that my movement and my work is me. How I show up in the world as I'm helping people unlock their true outlierness. I don't even want to put my labels on it. Unlock more of themselves than they've allowed themselves to have access to, and to use that powerfully. I want to make sure that I am calling out, as it's happening for me, the realities that I'm facing, because I didn't know. I thought there was something wrong with me. I thought there was something wrong with my movement. And what was really, really cool was my friend was just gave out example after example after example of people in her life who've taken a stand for things. And when they've reached into this point of questioning what it is that questioning themselves along their journey, questioning the work itself. This is not an easy video for me to make. And that's why I'm making it. It's not easy for me to come out and say that I wonder if I'm wrong. It's not easy for me to come out in the middle of it before it's fully proven in all of its multitude of ways that this is going on through my mind. And I know from past experience that if I'm going through this now, there's going to be someone out there, either now or in the future, who's going to run into something like this themselves. And at that time, I will still be playing the game. And later on at that point, you might look at me and see what I've done on the outside and compare yourself to that. And I want to share what's happened with me on the inside as I go along this as well. Because as much as I create and as much as this movement will continue to grow, there's an element of me that wants to make sure that I'm being real all along the way. And the fun part is, because of this here, I feel that at some point there'll be a book, there'll be the World Joy musical, there'll be all these different things that come. And rather than me being able to looking at it and just giving the rosy picture of it, the happy side of it all, we'll have a true account of some of the costs and some of the challenges along the way. So I want to be real with you here today. There's a lot that's going on in my mind, and there's even more actions that are taking place. There's some really fun things in the future for the World Joy movement, for me and for Outliers, Pioneers, and Mavericks. And right now, over the last few weeks, I've been questioning myself. And that's okay too. I'm Nemo Ashong, leader of Outliers, Pioneers, and Mavericks everywhere. People who feel like they're the first, only, or different. I'm Nemo Ashong, founder of Enjoyment. And I'm Nemo Ashong, leader of the World Joy movement. I sometimes have doubts. I sometimes question myself. And that's okay too. It's all part of the journey. If you'd like to enter a conversation with me, I would love to know how doubt and questions come up for you. I am not looking for any kind of rah-rah cheerleader kind of stuff like you got this. That's not the point of this here. What I am looking for is for people who are on the journey too. For people who've been there in their past and would like to share some of their stories or share their experiences with this. You can go ahead and leave a comment below wherever you see this, or send me a message, and I'd love to talk. Perhaps I'll even feature some of you on an upcoming podcast so that we get a chance to talk about what's real as we go forth and lead into a future that most people have never seen before. It's great to be here with you, and I'll talk to you soon.